goes at a snail's pace. Like, I have a level 72 Palkia, and it's just, you're trying to level up with even level 50 or 60, but it goes up so slowly. It's just so impossible to level up at a higher level. Because at a lower level, it's difficult but manageable, but the higher you go, the harder it gets to level up. And I don't know how that is in other games, because I don't think I ever got that high in other ones, but in Sun and Moon it wasn't that bad. It was easy to level up in that one, but it just feels like in Diamond and Pearl, it's just so slow, and it's such a slow-paced game. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the other ones. And I also got Platinum Edition because, being the naive little thing I was, I thought it was going to be a completely new game, but it turns out it was kind of like Emerald, because there's Ruby and Sapphire, and then Emerald came out, where it adjusted a few things, but it was basically still the same game. Because I remember I started playing it, and I'm like, what the heck? This is like the same game. So I got really discouraged, but now I'm kind of glad I bought it, because I don't have to start a new file in Pearl. I can just keep playing a new one. And it's still the same issue where it's hard to level up, and I feel like that Platinum is so much harder than Diamond and Pearl. Like, the new story that they add in, and having to fight more bosses, it's harder. You really have to grind in Platinum. I'm not that far, and I don't know when I'll get a chance to play it some more, but I didn't enjoy it as much. Then, kind of, this isn't in the main series, but for Christmas one year, I got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and I was really excited. I don't know how I discovered it, but I started playing it. It's just, it's so difficult. Like, I'm just stupid when it comes to that, but, like, I like Final Fantasy, I like Fire Emblem, I like all kinds of RPGs, but Mystery Dungeon, I don't understand the mechanic of it, because, I don't know if I know I'm stupid, but I just don't understand the mechanics. It's just so complicated, because you go in the dungeon, and you can only take so many steps, and I don't know if you're supposed to, you're supposed to press a button to attack them, or you're supposed to open the menu and select an attack. But it's too complicated. I don't know. I just can't get into it, because I'm just so used to just being the trainer and making your Pokemon do certain attacks. I'm not used to actually being the Pokemon. It's like the dungeons, you really have to grind. And I hate level grinding. I don't know. I'll do it, but that's all that game is, really. And I know there's gonna be people that are gonna yell at me. Well, no one watches this anyway, but I couldn't get into it. Pokemon Ranger. I've never tried Pokemon Ranger, but it looks interesting. I don't know. I guess I'm stuck. I will always like the main game. The main Pokemon series is by far my favorite. Like, the knockoffs are, I'm losing my train of thought again. But I like the main series, the traditional Pokemon. And then, my brother had Silver when we were growing up, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out, and I went to Target with him, and I got it like the day it came out, and I have the fancy box and the portable Pokegear thing that you can have. I could never figure out. You could like walk around and level up your Pokemon as you go. It's weird. It was really interesting, but I could never figure it out. But I actually beat that one, and I really enjoyed it, because kind of like how I was saying, the Pokemon ideas started running out in the Sinnoh region. This was still really enjoyable. I loved all the different And I sound bad. I don't remember what that region's called, but I loved the Heart Gold and Soul Silver Pokemon. And since it was a remake of the original that I never got to try, it was even cooler because it was like my first time playing, and I just loved how they added color, like more color. And it was in it was in the Sapphire engine, I think, kind of like Fire Red, because my brother got my dad Fire Red, and he played, and I think he beat it. He got pretty far, and I kind of like how they remade it. Like, I love the Game Boy one, but I like, I don't know, I like the graphics. I'm, I'm not, like I said, I'm not that kind of person that loves a game just for its graphics, but it just makes it more realistic, and you can love your Pokemon more. And I really enjoyed it, and I love the Japanese aesthetic of it too. Of Heart Gold. I just really like that. And then I think, yes, I got either black or white. I got one of those, and that was kind of when I was falling out of Pokemon. And yes, there was a period of my life when I didn't play Pokemon, and I wasn't interested in it because other people were just playing it and shoving it down my throat so much I needed to take a break. I stopped watching the anime at Black and White. I stopped playing the game. It's like I totally gave up Pokemon for a period of my life, but now I'm obsessed with it again, so it's okay. But I was playing it, and that's when I was like, these Pokemon are really lazy. There's like a fungus Pokemon. Was it Among Us, I think? But it was in the shape of a Pokeball, and I was just like, okay, this has gone too far. But I still enjoyed it, but it was just at that time in my life where I stopped kind of enjoying Pokemon. So that's kind of what I think of when I think of Black and White. I never bought X or Y or XYZ or whatever. I never. It looks really cool, but I'm sorry. When I was thinking about buying Pokemon Sun and Moon, I was like, well, do I want to buy X and Y or do I want to buy Sun and Moon? And I ended up getting Ultra Sun and Moon when it came out because I saw the trailer and I cried. Not really, I teared up because it's just nostalgic because I saw the Rainbow Rocket, and that's what sold me. So good job, Nintendo, your Rainbow Rocket works, because I still haven't gotten to that point, but it's gonna bring back every enemy. It's gonna bring back the Team Galactic, I think that's what it was called. It was gonna bring back Team Aqua, and it's just so nostalgic. And seeing it in the Sun and Moon engine, the graphics, it's just it's so cool. And seeing Giovanni, that was awesome. And I love the idea. Like I recently beat Ultra Sun and Moon, and I love how you can. I feel like they started doing this in X and Y, but they started letting you catch older Pokemon, and I just really enjoy that because I wish that they would make a new remake of Red. Because I know Fire Red came out, but that was like a while ago, and I feel like it would be really awesome if they made a remake of Red in the Sun and Moon engine. Because just seeing them, you can interact with them, like in Ultra Sun and Moon. You can pet them and feed them treats, and I really love that about it. Because, like, that's another thing. I love training Pokemon, but I always wish that there is just a Pokemon game where you could just, it was kind of like Nintendogs. You can take care of your Pokemon and, like, brush them and take them for walks. Like, I think that would be a lot of fun, because sometimes I kind of just want something where I don't have to level grind and I don't have to beat these islands or gym leaders. I kind of just want to take care of my Pokemon and walk them around and have nap time with my Pokemon. But I don't even know what I was talking about now. But I just really loved Ultra Sun and Moon. and I love the Rainbow Rocket, because I'm playing through it now. I still haven't seen Giovanni or anyone, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm getting too excited about this. You can tell how much I love Pokemon now. I love the story. It's just so nostalgic for me. Like, there's so many stories with Pokemon. Like, trying to beat my brother, but never being able to because I suck. But now I have it down to a science. And I'm ready. And I'm ready to battle. But I love Pokemon. I'm gonna have to do my top favorite Pokemon too, because I feel like this podcast isn't doing it justice. I'm kind of like just briefly going over my different Pokemon games. But really, I really love them. I love how different each one of them are. Like, you can tell which one is which. It's not like, oh, wait, which Pokemon was this originally from? You can just, I don't know if it's just because I was obsessively growing up with it, but you can just, they each have their signature. And I just love Pokemon so much. And I just want to thank the people that make Pokemon, because without Pokemon, I don't think I would be the same person. And that sounds really dumb, but I don't know. It just really makes me happy. Because, well, the anime is good, but I really like the games. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. And you're probably rolling your eyes like right now, like, oh, just shut up already, we don't care. But the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. Let's talk about that. So, I love anime, and I'm starting to find myself like an old lady. Like, I love the old style anime from the first season up to Diamond and Pearl. Like, I love the stories and how the Pokemon are brought to life visually. And when it got to Black and White, I think they changed artists, it seems like, but it just seems so sloppy. Like, some of the art, and I hated the characters so much. I hated them. I hate whatever their names are that I can't remember. I didn't like the girl that he was going with in Black and White, and I hated the restaurant guy because he's originally from a restaurant in the game, and he's just randomly there now. It doesn't make any sense. And I hate every single episode. He's like, oh, that's delicious. What a delicious idea. Blah, blah, blah. It just got me angry. I don't know, it just got me enraged. And I didn't like the stories as much, and like I said, it was that time in my life where I started not liking Pokemon as much as I used to, but now I like it. But I couldn't get into the anime. I didn't like the art style. If I want to watch an anime, it has to have an art style that I like, and I just couldn't get into it. So, after a while, I gave up on it. But when X and Y came out, at first I didn't watch it, but then I started to. And I have to say, the X and Y anime, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It looks, like, I know that the other ones are professional, but it looks even more professional because of just how, it's like the new school anime. And the colors and the shading, and I felt like I could get into the stories more. Like, there's more story to it. It wasn't the same thing every episode. It was deeper. Like, yeah, Team Rocket was there, no surprise. But it felt deeper than the other stories because there's this sub-story with Ash and Serena and their childhood. And there's a sub-story with all kinds of things, and I loved it. I loved how different it could be. And at one point, I think in one of the episodes when Serena, which is one of my favorite Pokemon characters, she was in a competition with Jessie Lee, where, no surprise, it's Jessie in disguise. But I think Jessie actually won. She won the competition, and I was so surprised. I'm like, wait, in Pokemon, the heroes always win.